Welcome back to more of the World of Magic Ranger Guide, everybody. So last time, we basically focused on defeating one type of enemy, the Kui or Kuoi. Some people actually call it Kuoi, and to be honest, I don't know if it's Kuoi or Kui. I've always said Kui, but anyway. In this episode, in episode 2, I'm actually going to start by looking a little bit more at the inventory here because I didn't mention everything. I did mention the beginner's bag. Basically, all these slots here with your 12 slots, that's not going to be enough slots eventually throughout the game. So you're going to want bags, and eventually, some bags actually have a lot more slots than just 5, and you'll be seeing that later. But other things I should mention in case you're wondering, recall scrolls essentially let you recall back into the village. Later in the game, you can actually change your recall location to recall somewhere else, like other areas, such as the Lanos Castle, which I'll be talking about later. This right here, you're going to want to keep it for now because that's going to be essentially to start a quest, which is basically the Lighthouse quest. It's a very long quest. The cotton robe, that's going to be sold as a ranger. These are soul bound, by the way. In case you don't know, soul bound means you actually cannot trade it to other people. So these things, you either sell them to NPCs or you keep them and use them, you know? Doesn't really matter, but because these are soul bound, I'm actually going to put these right here, you know, in case I need a heal. This right here is a level 2 gift box. Now back in the day, in early 2014, and even before that, these things did not used to exist, but these are essentially nice bonuses for newbies in the game. Basically, when you reach the level that you see on screen, such as for this one, level 2, you get to double tap it, and a bunch of stuff actually come up. This one has a novice combine book. As far as combined books go, this might look a little complicated, but it's the equivalent of crafting in most RPGs. I'm not going to be talking about this yet because, I mean, it's a little complicated at the moment, but keep in mind that you do actually have all this available for you if you want to do that. If you want to make, like, let's say, leather shoes, you simply tap on it, and you see the materials. You need 10 heavy leather and 100 gold. Cool, you know, whatever. But, again, I'm not going to be talking about that quite yet. As far as other things from that right there, there's adventure gloves. These actually give you 1 armor. If you look at the left side of the screen, you see my character, my sprite, and you see right underneath them armor 0. That essentially means how much defense you have. I have 0, obviously. So what you want to do is equip things. Now all these areas around, they're all each something individually. For example, that's a weapon. These are gloves. These are boots. This is a belt. That is a armor or torso. I mean, armor is very general, but it's like your torso, you know, body equipment. Shield, which is exclusive to warriors. Cloak, pendant, hat, and ring. And that's it. So, currently we only have a weapon, which is a worn short bow. However, if we do this and double tap this, that goes automatically into the glove section, as you can see, and we have 1 armor now, so it's a little more defense. Although there's speculation that armors work in sets of 5 in this game, so basically 0 armor is the same as 4 armor, and 5 armor is the same as 9 armor, and then 10, 14, 15, 19, and so on. So at the moment, I believe that's not really an upgrade, but eventually it will. Anyway, this over here is Novice Bread. Basically, if you tap on this, you get some nice healing. Well, I mean, you don't have, like, you have to not move. I'll talk about that later, but just keep that in mind. We also get Novice Juice, which restores mana as opposed to the bread healing HP. We also get a level 3 gift box, by the way. And we get a Novice Combine book, which I'm actually going to put in here for now. Just put it like over there. Doing that at the moment. Okay, that seems good enough for now. Let's actually fight a little bit, you know? So I talked about the Kuis in the last episode, but when you reach level 3, you want to stop fighting Kuis because they're just too weak by this point. They're not going to give you enough experience. Let me just show you. Look, I'm at 1.38. If I kill one, it puts me up to 3.47. That is way too slow. Much too slow. So what you want to do is fight another enemy. Now, some people like to skip to the Boars at the moment, which are a little bit lower, or others like to fight the Bramble Donguris. Personally, I want to fight these because they have something. So like I said, these are Bramble Donguris. They are actually level 3 enemies, and they have 1 notable drop, and that is going to be the Frayed Robe. The Frayed Robe is essentially the first armor in the game for Rangers and Warriors, because as you know, the Cotton Robe cannot be equipped on a Ranger. By the way, just dropped a Lesser Restoration Potion. But the Frayed Robe is basically the only notable drop from Bramble Donguris, which is why, generally speaking, I believe that mages usually tend to skip these guys because they have nothing of value for them. However, they do have another unique item called the Donguris, which can actually be exchanged with some Donguris juice from an NPC. I believe he's a little bit more south in this area in the forest. Generally speaking, people don't really do that little side quest because the item is essentially useless because you're going to get some better stuff anyway to get more MP. But it is there if you want to do it, so if you get a fruit called Donguris, I mean, you could exchange it if you want, or you could just sell it. I personally sell it to secret merchants, you know? But anyway, I'm going to try to get... Oh, here it is. That's the Donguris. That right there is the Donguris. That's amazing. I'm just glad I showed it, because generally speaking in a Let's Play, an extensive Let's Play or walkthrough, I do want to try to show off as much as I can in the games, just so I can, you know, have video proof of certain things happening. Another Donguris, but no frayed robe quite yet. But yeah, the enemy, like, should I call it analysis again? The enemy analysis that I just did for the Bramble Donguris is... That was actually very short, I know that, because these enemies are just not really noteworthy for the most part. They just have a frayed robe and that's pretty much it. That's it. Now, one thing that I don't like about this though, is that the frayed robe is kind of a low drop rate, because there's been times where I just fight and fight and fight and nothing, like no frayed robe. I reach level 4 and nothing. You know, it just doesn't happen. And I'm just like, what the hell, game? Oh, there it is, actually. I actually got lucky. Frayed robe. Alright, so basically what I like to do when I get a frayed robe by fighting these guys, and that actually is 8 HP, a little better than most frayed robes. So this gives me 1 armor and 8 more HP. Look at my HP at the top of the screen from 48 to 56. The armor also has a an aesthetic design, an aesthetic change, by the way. Here's Pitback Kui, by the way. This is the guy that you want to exchange a bunch of stuff to for quests, such as the Kui cards and... Oh, the Donguris card as well, I didn't know that, I forgot. Anyway, once you get your frayed robe, you can either keep fighting Bramble Donguris in there if you want, or you could actually head down south into the Leaf Boar section. If you keep going south, you will eventually get to a place that has Leaf Boars and Angry Leaf Boars. So, as far as these enemies... Oh god, it's actually Bulldozer. Okay, screw that guy. Screw that guy. That guy right there is tough. That's a boss, but I'll be talking about that guy a little bit later. A little bit later. But I'm glad I got to show him on screen, in case you didn't know. In case you're like the one person on Earth who doesn't know who Bulldozer is, you know? Anyway, the Leaf Boars... Wait, am I going the wrong way? Where the hell are these Leaf Boars, man? Here they are. These are Angry Leaf Boars. Now, the Leaf Boars and Angry Leaf Boars, because they're so similar, I'm going to keep them in just one analysis. Leaf Boars and Angry Leaf Boars are level 4 enemies. Notable drops include the Wild Boar Meat, the Practice Sword, and the Wooden Shortbow. The Wild Boar Meat is only noteworthy because it's required for a quest. I mean, well yeah, it basically is required. You need to get 5 Wild Boar Meats, you know, if you actually want to eventually get that quest done. Which is why I would generally recommend to go for those things. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tap on Notice here and then go back. There we go. Okay. Also, one thing I should do, because I'm level 3. I know I talked about this, but I hadn't used it because I wanted to like space things out a little bit. Now let me go and use it now. Oh, I don't have enough space, damn it. That happens a lot actually. So what I have to do here is actually throw something away. I'm going to throw this Novice Bread, because it's soulbound, and I believe they sell for 0 anyway because they're soulbound. Not all soulbound items sell for 0, but I'm throwing it away so I can make some space here. Are you serious? Okay, this is another thing that I'm going to get rid of, the Novice Combine book. I would actually recommend doing that, because you can get one later, or, I mean, I guess the other thing I could do is, like, get rid of... I'm trying to think here, actually. This, I guess, the Novice Juice. Sure. Okay, let me go and kill this guy first, though. But yeah, let me go ahead and talk a little bit more about the damn, you know, this enemy analysis that I actually got interrupted by doing. So, Leaf Boars and Angry Leaf Boars are level 4 enemies, and their notable drops are Wild Boar Meat, Practice Sword, and Wooden Shortbow. A very unique thing, aside from the Wild Boar Meat that I was talking about, is that even though they drop Practice Swords and Wooden Shortbow, keep in mind that each is exclusive to one color. The Practice Swords can only be dropped by the green ones, which are the Leaf Boars. The Wooden Shortbows can only be dropped by the blue ones, the Angry Leaf Boars. Now, because the wooden short bow is actually a better bow, essentially, than your starter one, I would recommend fighting the Angry Leaf Boars, so you can try to get a little lucky and try to get a drop of the wooden short bow. There's level up once again. Now, there is actually no box, I will mention that right now. I need to open that. For level 4, there's level 5 one. That's Novice Bandage, which, it's not going to work. That's Phoenix's Heart. And then that's Adventurer's Shoes, which I'm actually going to equip. That gives me 1 more armor, as you can see. There we go. Okay, now what I'm going to do is use a Novice Recall Scroll. So I can basically go back, you know? Okay, so let me talk about secret merchants a little bit here. Secret merchants in this game are essentially merchants who buy your things for a little bit more money. For example, if I go to, like, let's say Kana, and if let's say I select lollipops. These lollipops are worth 36G. Or let's go to Cotton Rope. That thing is worth 30. If I go to Crimson Saber Merchant, that's 60G. Or that's 50. Now, the wiki's actually wrong about this from what I noticed. It is actually wrong. Because the wiki says that secret merchants or secret traders, they buy your stuff for 4 times the amount compared to a normal merchant. That's not true. Because if it was 4 times the amount, this cotton rope should actually be selling for 120G on the secret merchant. But obviously it's not. It does say that. It says 4 times. That's not true at all. It's more so a, because I'm trying to think, 150% of it, which would be, well, yeah, it wouldn't be about that much because it's not, I can't do the math at the moment, but it's not 4 times. It's not that much. That would be 400%, which is not true. Anyway, big tip. Anytime you sell things to NPCs, sell them to secret merchants because they give you more money. For example, I can sell this cotton rope for 50. I can sell this cotton rope for another 50. I can sell these lollipops for 60. I can sell this Donguris for 54. Or these Donguris. Lesser healing potions for 100. Clovers. What I recommend doing with clovers is actually splitting them. Putting 5 and keeping 5 over there. There's a good reason why. I'm also, wait, I want to see how much do these actually sell for? That's what I thought, 0. I don't need them. Waste of space. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, let's put that there. Then put this, the Novice Combined Book right there. The level 5 gift box, I guess I will keep that there as well. I'll keep the potions for now. Recall scrolls, I will also go ahead and, you know, actually I'll put that right there. Okay. Clovers for 25. And that is basically it. Okay. I think I'm good now. Now, how much money do I actually have? I have 433, so I actually cannot afford double shot as of now. I need to actually make a little more money. I guess that's fine though. Also, if you talk to this guy once a day, you tap on Reliable Adventure, and you get some supplies. You basically get an Awakened Kui doll every day. You can ask this guy once a day for that, and it's pretty useful to do that because these Kui dolls actually give you a 20% bonus in attack. Anyway, now that I'm level 4, I mean, I'm obviously a little bit more buffed up. As far as skills go, I still only have Double Shot Volume 1, and I unfortunately don't have anything else at the moment because you need to find a way to make some money to buy Double Shot Volume 2 and 3 from the NPC. Through time, I'll be able to have enough money. I'm just telling you that right now. Now, even though I said to sell things to secret merchants, there are many items in this game that you do not want to sell to secret merchants. You want to put those in the Black Trader. One thing that I highly recommend doing in this game, don't trade with people directly, one-on-one. In this game, and please listen to this, please. Okay, if you thought the last 14 minutes of me talking was all bullshit, please listen to this, what I'm about to say, because this is not BS. Don't trade with people one-on-one in this game, don't. Just don't do it. It is not worth it. If you have an item they want, and if they want your gold, you know, for the item, or the other way around too, tell them to put the damn item in the Black Trader and you will buy it right away in the next 5 seconds. It is extremely easy to scam people in this game, that's why. The Black Trader, it is not possible to scam. 101 trading it is. So again, anytime, I'll just repeat it, anytime there's a chance for a potential trade, use the black trader. If the person does not want to put the item in the black trader, ask them why. I mean, they're probably like, oh, they'll come up with some random excuse like, oh, I just don't like the black. Shut up, dude. Honestly, if they complain about the, oh, there's a fee associated with that, you know, putting stuff in there, and there actually is a fee, that's true, then just say you'll pay for the damn commission. Just say that you'll pay the additional, however much. For rare items, it would be 1,500 plus 5,000. So pay an additional 6,500. Pay it. I mean, seriously. And if they still say no, then obviously they're trying to freaking scam you. Like, they really are. It's just ridiculous. Like, oh my god, man. One of the biggest comments I get, one of the biggest amounts of comments I get for this damn game is the whole thing of like, I got scammed, please help. Or, can I have your account? I got scammed. Really? I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. Obviously there's things that you can get scammed outside of the game because people also start doing their like real money sells for accounts and stuff. I mean, that already has its own controversy. I'm not really going to talk too much about that, to be honest, because it's just not, I just don't want to do it, you know? Personally, I'm not a fan of that. I'm really not, but that's just my opinion. I've never to this day bought or sold an account, and I never will. I just never will do it. Which is when people say like, hey, can I buy your account or can I have your account? The answer will always be no. Even if I quit 100% of this game, I'm never going to do it. I'm not going to get rid of my account. Because there's also a glamorization to this account now. People want to do it because they're like, oh, I'm the new shiny. No, just stop, please. Anyway, let's get back to this game. So I just got a wooden short bow. Now, even though I did get a wooden short bow, I haven't mentioned this yet, but I believe you need to be level 5 to equip the wooden short bow. Same goes for the practice sword. Yep. That is a much better improvement. That has 4 hit rate? Holy shit. Okay, well, that's nice. Anyway, I'm going to end it right here. So, again, there will be around 15 minutes or so each of these videos. Sometimes a little bit longer, but before less than 20 minutes for sure. So, if you enjoyed this video in any way, please be sure to leave a like. I'd appreciate it very much. Thank you, and as always, I will see you all next time. Goodbye, everyone. Have a great and fantastic day.